Okay, Miranda's group. What did you come up with?
So if somebody were to drop an item on the floor, they would encode what they want to say in order for them to get the item back. So
Okay.
they would describe, it wouldn't just say, hey, I dropped my pencil. You would encode yourself a question and get it out to the other person so you can get your pencil back. Correct?
Well, yeah, I heard a different example though.
Oh my
here.
goodness. Oh my God.
Okay. Let's go. Okay. So the founding fathers encoded on the back of the Declaration of Independence where the hidden treasure is. Nicolas Cage had to decode the Declaration of Independence to find it.
Yes.
This group over here, Maisie's group.
Breathe, big bullshit right now.
Okay, so we can look at his quietness as a message, right? What do you want to know?
He's encoding.
Okay, we'll come back. Group in the back.
He is the.
It's okay. We'll come back. We'll let you gain your bearings. Group in the back. What'd you come up with?
Do an example of that, or what was supposed to say?
Okay. An example, like the Declaration of Independence. You drop something. Maybe you throw something in a. What I was thinking when you said your example was throwing something in a coin in a waterfall. Okay, and very symbolic. Okay, if we were to decode that, what would that mean?
I said, like Morse code.
Oh.
You encode it.
Yeah.
And then somebody needs to decode it so you can actually
Yep.
understand it.
Yep, yep, excellent. Okay, group over here. Hello.
That was encoding,
Mhm.
and then we all just decoded
Okay, all right. So we can consider like emojis as part of that.
Yeah.
He's like that. That's totally where we were going with it.
Group over here.
We were gonna say Morse code, but they sold that. We
Wow.
can backpedal on like symbology, I guess, like the Egyptians, how they paint
Very
on the
good.
walls and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, hieroglyphics, that's the one I was looking for.
Very good. Okay, group over here.
All right, Grady's being quiet, so I guess I gotta go. So
Okay.
jump on the movie train, like the Indiana Jones movies. He encodes all the clues and then decodes them and finds the meaning in them.
Fantastic. Okay, so we all found a way to relate to encode and decode in a message. Now, if this were to come up on a test, would you be able to keep encode and decode straight? Okay, so encoding is what?
Taking the information and putting it in the code and
Okay, so constructing.
constructing the message.
Okay, and then what's decode?
Deconstructing the message.
Deconstruction.
You want one word.
Construction and deconstruction.
I just want you to be able to remember which is which. So when I give you an example of encode and decode like this, you're able to pick in a multiple choice question, which is the right answer.
Wait, no foreshadowing.
Yes.
Encoding.
Just in case you need some hints as far as what you'll see on the test. Okay, so now that we've got this middle big thing taken care of, on the outer sides of this are the communicators. I like this one because it talks about communicators as equal in the message. So you both are communicating as a receiver and as one that's constructing the message. So that's important, and it's the same thing that's happening here. It's why linear communication models no longer work for us. So here in this room, I'm talking, but so are you, and you're also talking to each other. So we've got a lot of different lines that are going across this, and if this were to be really accurate, we would have every single one of these representing each of you around here, then that would be a mess. But that's basically what's happening in communication. As we go through here, a channel is what?
A medium.
Exactly. And what does that mean?
How you're conveying your message.
Yeah, where's this message being delivered on? So, yeah, what are our options?
Verbal, nonverbal, and then added in things like technology.
Technology, a
Written
YouTube
word.
channel. Say that again?
Written word.
Written word, okay, PowerPoints. All of those are delivering a message. Okay, now feedback can be positive or negative, and that is what tells us which way the flow of conversation is going. So if the flow of conversation is slowed down some way or halted, that's called negative feedback. An example is when somebody's telling a joke and it's not going so well, and they realize that they need to stop telling the joke. Okay, because they're getting negative feedback. Positive feedback means that you feel that you can visit more with that person. Communication is open. So if you've ever had a conversation with somebody, and by the end of it, you're like, I can't believe I told them my whole life story, and I just felt so comfortable with them. Okay, they were giving you signals of positive feedback. Now, one thing about positive and negative feedback is that positive feedback does not necessarily mean, oh yeah, I agree with you. That doesn't mean that. It could mean, that's an interesting point of view. I don't agree with it, but I'd like to know more. Okay, so I'm encouraging you to move through. So it doesn't have to be all agreement when we're talking about positive feedback. It's that feeling you're giving to the other person that it's okay to communicate more. Noise comes in a couple of different ways. External noise is the obvious. Too much stuff going on. Overlapping voices. A bad phone reception. Internal noise comes from a lot of different things. So, what is internal noise?
Your mood?
Your mood is a great indicator of, how many of you have a hard time listening when you're in a bad mood? Okay, let's say that something great's happened. Maybe you got a new car, and all you want to do is drive it. Somebody's talking about the test. Okay, it's hard to listen to that, even if you're in a good mood. How about if you're cold? Okay, if you're too warm, you're tired.
Tired, huge one.
Tired? Hungry. How many of you can't listen if your tummy's grumbling? Okay, boy, we're really.
Smell food.
Okay, so you can handle it as long as you're not smelling the food.
Right.
Okay. All right, so if somebody were to walk by with a stack of pizzas,
Yeah, they're going down.
okay, yeah, this is no longer happening, at least in our minds. You may be here, but you're not really here. Okay, so here we have a lot of things. How many of you do well first thing in the morning?
No.
Okay. How many of you wake up at night? You'd be tired all day, but no matter what, midnight comes and you're wide awake.
Yeah.
Okay, so when's the best time to have a conversation with you? A really important one.
Never.
Never.
Let me sleep.
Okay, and then the last thing that happens with internal bias, with internal noise is internal bias. So you know that person in your life, they have the polar opposite political opinion than you. And the moment they open their mouth about that thing, what goes through our mind?
In the Joker voice. Here we go.
Yes. So those are things that can hinder our ability to listen to others, that internal noise. It's real, so those judgments are real. The other thing with the environment, these all start to merge with each other, is just actually where you are. So here in this room, we have one lonely window that's not even open. White walls, it really makes a difference. If we had a beautiful window, it would make a difference how we would communicate with each other. Notice, oh yeah. Oh yeah. The way we arrange our desks makes a difference. That's why I have you do this. If you were all in lines, it would be very difficult to have this type of a conversation. Okay, So, does this make sense? Didn't go through it in details, I didn't talk about all the different transitions of the models, but I covered the stuff that's gonna be on the test. Okay,
When's the test?
Tomorrow.
5 weeks. 6 to 5.
You're gonna be here.
Okay, so now that we have talked about the communication model, just stand up real quick, do a quick stretch, elephant arms.
Be like that one little boy where they have them. Have you seen
Get
that?
those, get that core engaged. Do your sun salutation.
No, like you can see like the air built up from behind his hand.
Okay, go ahead and take your nameplates and turn them over.